In this chapter, we are going to talk about embedding dashboards. This is another crucial adoption feature that you need to implement in your project. Embedding in general is a huge topic. If you follow the news of all, specifically to analytics, of all analytics vendors, embedding is one of their always top three criteria or aims. Reason is simply we are in the age of apps. I usually have a example in the academies where I put a dashboard from a plane trip that I made, and it displays the flight path. And the beauty of that, or the significance of that, is that I'm not expecting. I am in an app, I'm browsing movies, I'm looking at some other TV series, etc., and all of a sudden I see a dashboard. So I didn't jump to an analytics system. I didn't go to another analytics URL or login. It just was there in my app. So embedding is super important. It's 100% guaranteed to raise your adoption because users are going to log into to the business app and immediately see insights and analytics right there. And even they might not realize it's analytics. It's just part of their daily job. So that's why embedding is 100% something you need to consider. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to embed in Salesforce on the objects, the design dashboard that we've done so far.
Now for this exercise, I'm going to use a different dashboard just to showcase if you need to embed a dashboard with multiple data sets and if you need to go all the way to use a manual filter or the syntax. So for dashboard embedding, again, just recapping how important it is. One way to do it is to go on the record page of that particular object you're trying to embed the dashboard on. So in our next exercise, we are going to take this dashboard, which is about opportunities. It has 3 data sets and even a direct query bringing in the username when this dashboard is being viewed. And I'm going to take this dashboard and embed it on an account page. Now, embedding the dashboard on the account page in Lightning is just the act of dragging the Einstein Analytics dashboard component and putting it on that particular page. That's one. But second is you need to connect it on the filter on which field the record's going to pass to the dashboard to filter it and show the information that's relevant only to that particular record. So what I mean by this is, if I go to my sales, let's say, and accounts, and if you click on accounts, you're going to see recently viewed. You might not see all these records if it's the first time you're reviewing this, or maybe on the dev environments or the analytics environments for this series. So you can click on the drop down here and say all accounts. Now you can pick any account. Let's say we open this particular account. I can see right now there are no embedded dashboards. So I'm going to go all the way to the top right corner, click on this and say edit page. So now I am in that particular editor where I'm going to drag the component called Einstein Analytics Dashboard to my record page. Just put it here. And now I have the dashboard. Usually it will pick up the last dashboard you were dealing with or you had open in your Analytics Studio. In this case, it is the same dashboard, opportunity details. If you need to change this, you just exit here and search for that particular dashboard. Another thing to note is when you want to embed the dashboard, you will probably design a specific dashboard for that embedding purpose. And what I mean by this is you're going to have maybe the KPIs right here or a chart or two so that it fits neatly and nicely on the account page. Now I have the dashboard, but the other part is to make sure that it is connected, meaning it's filtering. So for Atkins 907, I do not want to see all the opportunities. I just want to see the opportunities related to that particular account. And one way to do this is just to click while you have selected filter builder, which is by default, just click on add dashboard filter and you can go for the first data set. Notice I have 3. I'm going to repeat this 3 times. Account name or account ID. Probably account ID is a better one. I'll go for name for now. and you will search for that field, account name. Click on account name, and now you have kind of passed the account name to the first data set, so that any query running against this data set will filter out on account name only, the account name that we are embedding. Now I can click OK. I have the first one. I go back and repeat. It's refreshing. Now I repeat it for the second data set. Again, account name, easy just to find, and account name, and the last modified. That's number 2. Hit OK. Third one, again, I can go here and say account name one more time. Notice that the operator, you can change it, equals, doesn't equal, contains, and again I'm going to hit OK. So now I have connected all the data sets on this dashboard, meaning all the queries, all the charts will receive that particular account name and filter the results only for that account name. Now you have the option filter string. This is the old syntax way, and I have a slide, I'll show it at the end of this. Probably the use cases would be, for example, if you are embedding this dashboard on a Visualforce page, or if you remember this dashboard had a direct query, there is a certain syntax to actually add it and pass the account, or some, in this case, might not work directly, but you can pass something from the account page, the record here, directly to the direct query. I'm done with the dashboard filters. The other settings are just how the height, how high you want this, or wide, for example, and some settings about showing the title, showing the exploration button or not. But for now, I'm going to hit save. And before I go back and view this, the final result, notice that this is just the desktop. So we are talking about embedding the dashboard on this particular object record right here, the account record, in a desktop, but I can choose also to embed this on the record, on the account record in Salesforce mobile app. Now again, I am not talking about the Salesforce Analytics app where you have access to all the dashboards and the Analytics Studio, for example, and the data sets, and you can explore and do much more complex things. Compared to what I'm talking about right here is embedding the dashboard on the record, on the account record, on the Salesforce mobile app. So I can open Salesforce mobile app, go to my account, and I'll see the embedded dashboard there. I can interact with the charts. I can kind of expand it. Not the same capabilities as the Salesforce Analytics app, but still for a customer or for the customers who maybe want everything in that particular app, or you want the users to be driven to that app, you can embed it. And the way to do this is simply flip to the phone layout, and all what you have to do is, again, drag this. Notice it's not here, right? Because I only added on the desktop. So you can just drag the dashboard component right here, any section. You are going to need to do the filters again, because again, it's a new dashboard being added to this particular page for the phone viewing. So you just drag this, set up the filter, and now you have embedded pretty much on the Salesforce mobile app. Now, notice when take note, when I drag it, you will not see the mobile layout of the dashboard, but that's what is going to be viewed by default. So if I had this dashboard and I have two layouts, I have the mobile layout, for example, I created one specifically. What I will see in my Salesforce mobile app, I will see this particular layout, not the desktop layout. So that is automatically taken care of. And another thing to note is every layout, the mobile layout here in this particular one, is associated with, let's say, I can associate it with an iOS, and I can create another layout associated with an Android, for example. But remember, it is one platform, iOS, so I'm gonna have to stick to this layout for all of my iOS viewings. All right, let's go back and just check if the final result is okay. And again, I can see that this is a dashboard. It's embedded here. And I can see that the filtering has happened. So I'm just viewing opportunities for that particular account. So again, embedding is definitely a straightforward task, I would say. It should be one of the results of the project or the implementation in this particular case. It is an adoption pillar. It is absolutely crucial to increase the adoption of the analytics licenses and the pretty much the adoption of the analytics that you have and put it directly in the hands of the end users. Just to finish this up, I'm going to take a quick look at what we have here. So as a recap, we have the embedded dashboards on an object page, in this case in the Lightning. I can take a look at it from a steps perspective, selecting the dashboard, deciding the filter. Even if I have multiple data sets, I can do that. And as a recap, I can embed on the Salesforce mobile app. What we talked about in this particular video right here is embedding the dashboard in or on Salesforce mobile app at the record level, which was not available, let's say, a couple of releases ago, as the time of recording this video. You could also embed it as a separate tab in your on this app, so that is something you can do, but in that case it will not be at the record page. So again, I just showed you how to do it. You can go and dig a little bit deeper into these particular information, how to embed the dashboard component and activate the page for mobile if needed. But with that, we pretty much covered the embedding. The last one is the syntax, the manual syntax. If you do want to go with the manual syntax, just remember it looks something like this. For Lightning, single quotes, classic double quotes. I do have the dataset name. I have the fields from the dataset that I'm connecting on. I have the fields from the object or the record, and I have the operation or the operator. If I have multiple data sets, then this structure within the curly brackets from here to here kind of repeats. So just to make it easy, you are going to put a comma here and then repeat everything from the dataset name with the square brackets before the curly bracket.